know Lady J.
Yes.
My girl, Lady J.
Yes. Don't start me crying, Michelle. Now look here. I just got my makeup done.
Don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so tell us about this whole project. What's going on?
So, I Survived Suicide movement is it's actually an extension of life support. So, for those who know me, know my story, and know what I do outside of media, I love to help others, encourage others. I'm a counselor, mentor to people that have gone through a lot of trauma, maybe hardship, teaching people how to bounce back, deal mostly with at-risk youth and really anybody, but mostly at-risk youth. That's where my core of my heart is. And so we know that mental health is a huge
Real.
thing, and it's just now something that people are, I would say, being more open about. However, suicide, which is a symptom of underlying factors, is something that nobody likes to talk about. Until somebody dies, then we're always reactive instead of proactive. And that's something that I have been on a mission to change, because it's not important. It's not just important to talk about suicide. It's important to talk about all the underlying factors. Maybe abandonment issues. Maybe somebody has been molested or raped, or maybe somebody has low self-esteem or stuff. Where does that come from? How do we address those root issues? And so this is what the platform is all about: is to empower, encourage, uplift, teach, educate, and help people overcome trauma. And so the film is an extension of the book I Survived Suicide, which is a collaboration of stories of individuals who share their explicit, detailed stories of the steps they went through, how they committed suicide, what they did, what was the outcome, but what were some of the things that led up to that, and now how did they take that part of their story and help other people.
So, as we're looking at this, knowing that this is Mental Health Awareness Month as well as Suicide Awareness Month, a lot of what we're finding now is something that we hadn't heard of before. It's happening more within the African American community. More of it's actually being discussed. So, if you had somebody that knows somebody who has attempted or that has said that maybe I shouldn't be here anymore, maybe if I stop, the pain will stop, what would you have to say to them?
So one, let me say, I'm always going to keep it 100. One, your life is not your own. We have to remember that we did not create ourselves. Our lives are not our own. When we came into this world, we had purpose. Everybody has a purpose. The thing is, we don't get to choose how we obtain the things that we need to fulfill that purpose. Right. So sometimes that means you have to be the one that goes through abandonment, or maybe you were sexually abused, or maybe you were verbally abused. It don't sound good, it doesn't look good, but we are not God, so we don't get to choose those things. However, it is necessary. And people look at me crazy when I say that, but think about it. If my assignment and the purpose that God has me here for is to help others heal, right? And to be of service to those who have dealt with that trauma. One, so I could obtain the tools. I had to go through so I could obtain the tools to be able to share with them and teach them how to use those things. And the only way that I could be able to do that is if I went through it.
Right.
Because you cannot help what you don't fix, and you cannot teach what you don't know.
Right.
Right? So, I mean, in essence, so you don't get to pick and choose those things. So one, I want them to keep that in mind, and two, I want them to know that you are not alone. So you're not the only one that is experiencing this. You're not the only one going through it. You're not alone. There are people out there to understand. While you do have to be mindful of who you share your issues with, because you're not for everybody and everybody's not for you. You do have to know that there is someone that can help you, someone that does have practical tools, because it's one thing to pray, but it's another thing too to take action and take the necessary steps in order to pull yourself out. So that's what I would say. Just know that you're not alone. Know that everything that you're going through is temporary, but it's necessary.
So we know that the soundtrack to the movie dropped.
Yes.
When did it drop, and how can people get it?
So the soundtrack to I Survived Suicide dropped on September the 1st. Shout out to all of you who went and pre-ordered the soundtrack, and it is lit. So the soundtrack is available on all major streaming platforms. You can go get it on Apple Music, Amazon Music, Tidal, all that. Shout out to E.G.O Entertainment and our partner, Main Level Music, who made sure that our soundtrack went forth, and it's everywhere. Go get it.
Okay. So when will the movie be available for the general public?
So it will be available for the general public on September the 11th. It will premiere exclusively on E.G.O TV Network first before it airs on all other streaming platforms. Okay, so go and subscribe to E.G.O TV Network.live right now so you can know when it's coming. We have more content coming, but E.G.O TV Network will launch On the 11th, you will be able to see it only on the website, the app, and Roku first. All right, and then it will be available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and all that kind of stuff because we have other productions coming down the pipeline. So yeah.
Okay. Well, Lady J, is there any parting words that you would like to share that you haven't already shared?
Well, I'm gonna say that after all of the hell you went through, the word through is an indication that you defeated the impossible too. New adversity will come, but overcoming it has already made you unstoppable. The favor over your life incomparable, which gives you the right to think and believe I'm possible. And I am because I'm a living testimony and I survived suicide.
Thank you, Lady J.
You are welcome, Michelle.
Well, you heard it from the lady herself. I have nothing else to say.
On to the next,
On
y'all.
to the next. Hi, my
Hello.
dear.
Hello, love. How are you?
I am wonderful. Okay, so tell everybody who you are and how you are involved in this project.
My name is Juanita Smith, and I play the EMT in I Survived Suicide.
Okay, so what made you want to participate in this project?
Um, this project is like close to me. I just experienced it like about 5 months ago with my child, so it just really hit home. And then when they asked me to be a part of it, I jumped right on it. I mean, it all the things that I saw on set was kind of like stuff that had to help me heal where I'm healing with my child.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you for that mother that may have had a child that successfully committed suicide or attempted suicide. What would you have to say to them as a mother who has already experienced it?
Um, just don't let your child think that they have no one to talk to. Always be that open door for them to converse and come to you and talk to you and be that listening ear for them. Because all they really want is to vent and for somebody to understand what they're feeling, and you can go from that point. Because that's what I did. I had to let him vent to me, and then help him try to heal what he was going through. And it helped. So I still have my child. So all I can say is just be that that listening ear.
Okay, so you said that you played one of the EMTs.
Mm-hmm.
How important is the knowledge from an EMT to the survival of an individual who has attempted suicide?
And then you should understand what's going on in the situation that you're walking in upon. You should have some knowledge of the background of dealing with people with suicide, knowing what to say and not to say, to be an assistant to them instead of giving them something to make them want to continue on to the path that they are on.
Well, tell us again who you are, and if someone wanted to connect with you, what are your social media handles in order for them to connect with you?
Okay, my name is Juanita Smith. You can find me on IG under Uno Dark and Lovely 71, and I'm also on Facebook, Juanita Dark and Lovely Smith.
All right. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
Thank
You as
you.
well.
Bring them up.
Hi. How you doing?
I am wonderful. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm
Good,
good.
good. So, DL, I know who you are, but I don't know if they know who you are. So why don't you let the people know who you are?
That camera right there?
Both of them, right there.
Sex symbol. No, I'm comedian DBL Marshall, radio personality. Now I can add actor to my list of things that I've done. So yeah, closed down my OnlyFans page. So life is good. So yeah.
Life is real good. So, how did you get involved in the project?
Somebody owed me a favor, and that's how it came about. Yeah.
So, what part did you play?
I played Officer No Name.
Officer No Name.
Yeah.
So you were officer
Yeah.
on the set,
On the set.
but they never gave you a name.
Never gave me a name. It was created just for me. I was so insignificant that they was like, don't even name this dude. Just go on up there with your shirt. So, yeah, police.
The
Yeah,
police.
the popo. I got a guest too. Can I bring the guest?
In
She
a minute.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We're going to get her in a minute.
Okay.
He's always trying to advocate for
Yeah,
somebody
I
else,
am.
and I'm trying to get him.
Because it's uncomfortable. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. I'm on stage making everybody laugh. It's
Yeah.
uncomfortable. No. We'll give you your,
Okay.
we're going to give you your flowers, and then we'll give her flowers.
Y'all hear this? It's good
Okay.
to have people in your corner.
All right. So, as you were working on the project,
Mhm.
what about the project hit home to you?
Ooh, that's a good question, Cheryl. The biggest thing is knowing people that have committed suicide, uh, and then people that attempted suicide, and just reliving those things, reliving the things that you witnessed, and then reliving the stories that you were told about those. So yeah, you kind of took a minute, like, ooh, so yeah.
So while you guys were filming, just from the cast that you guys were working with,
Mm.
did you feel the importance of what it was that you guys were doing in that moment?
Definitely, when I read the script, when we was doing the readings, I understood the importance of suicide, recognizing signs, being there for people that may seem like they have a smile on their face, but it's hiding pain. So it's a lot of things that are indicators that sometimes we overlook. But then when you get behind a project like this, you can kind of say, "Oh man, I've been overlooking a lot of stuff."
A lot of stuff.
Mhm.
Okay. So who is it that you are so wanting to bring up in our conversation?
Keisha, you know, every homie got to have a homegirl named Keisha.
Yeah,
So,
every homie got to have
and
a
we even
homegirl name.
matching. Yeah,
I'm
we even matching.
saying, come on,
Come on,
Keisha.
Keisha. Come on, get on.
See, this is where we need to have the shoe cam because I am here to tell you.
Yeah, my shoes are fire, ain't they?
Look at this.
Oh, you meant hers. I'm sorry.
Look at this.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, here she wants us to put them back.
Okay.
Yes.
50 told you.
Yes.
So, who am I talking to now?
I am Keisha Hale, and I'm very new to this, so excuse me for being nervous. So, but
Honey, we are. If you don't have any nerves, then I would question.
yeah.
So, how did you get involved in the project?
Well, I just answered a call, honestly, and they said they want me, so I just answered the post, and they said yes. So
Okay. So, what part did you play?
I played Jasmine's friend. I was the one that went to. Well, you're gonna see in the movie, but I'm her friend. So yeah.
So, how did this project impact your life?
Well, it definitely impacted me because I've had experiences with depression myself, and I've had depression in my family as well. So it kind of hit home a little bit more for me. So it was hard not to get emotional seeing when Jasmine actually goes through what she went through. So yeah.
So, if you being a friend of somebody who has considered attempted, what message would you have to those ones that are trying to hold their friends up, that are trying to make sure that their friends understand that somebody's in their corner?
I would say to them, stay strong, keep prayed up, honestly, because that is the only way you can get through this. And be that person. Like I know it's hard because I was that friend that had to hold my friend up. Like I walked in on her actually slicing her wrist a few times, and I had to pray for myself because then I experienced it myself. So it's like don't let the world get to you that hard for you to want to quit because God put you on here for a reason. So it's like just keep pushing, keep going, and don't give up. Like if somebody needs to talk, be that ear. It only takes you a few seconds to just connect with somebody and be like, "Hey, how are you doing?" Like I want to know what are you going through, and be that genuine ear because everybody needs that ear at some point in their lives.
Well, thank you so much for coming and talking with me, Keisha. It's
Thank
a
you.
pleasure meeting you. So tell us again who you are and how they can get in touch with you off of social media.
All right, my name is Keisha Hill. You can find me on Instagram at Lady Bedroom Eyes, and you can find me on Facebook as well at Keisha Hill, Keshia, last name Hale.
All right. Thank you so much, Keisha,
Thank
for your
you.
time.
Thank you.
So who is this, as my dad would say, tall drink of water I'm
Drink of
talking to?
water. Yes, the tallest woman in the room. No, I'm playing Marcy. My name is Shasta Leslie, and I'm playing Marcy.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about who Marcy is in the movie.
Well, Marcy is the friend to one of the ladies that survived suicide, Stacy. She's her sister-in-law. So she just a quick little, small talk on the phone, but she's her sister-in-law and she's wanting her to be her maid of honor, and we get to that.
Okay, so as you are going through the process of this, How did you say yes? What about I Survived Suicide created the avenue for you to say, yes, I'm going to do this project?
Well, I just being new to the acting industry, I want to be a part of projects that have meaning, and this one has a lot of meaning. You know, a huge message that we don't really talk about a lot. It's kind of like a taboo topic. So I'm so happy that someone, the director and the writers decided to make a movie about something that is plaguing like our community. So it's something that needs to be talked about, needs to be brought to the forefront, and hopefully save some lives as well.
So, one last question. If somebody out there is dealing with a friend, family member, friend, loved one that is contemplating suicide, and you see the signs, but you don't know what to do, what advice would you give them?
My advice is they do have the suicide prevention line that you can call. So I feel like that would be the first step. Sometimes we may think that we're saying the right thing to a person, but we definitely need to get like professionals involved in order to help save some lives. That suicide prevention line is the number one thing that my go-to that I would go to.
Okay, all right. So, give us your name again and let us know how we would be able to connect with you on social media.
Yes, my name is Shasta Leslie. On Instagram, a name like Shasta, as well as Facebook, Shasta Leslie.
All right. It was a pleasure speaking with you, and I look forward to seeing you on the screen.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi,
Who am I talking to?
my name is Liliana Tapia.
Liliana?
Liliana.
Okay, so how did you get involved with the project I Survived?
Well, one of the producers reached out to me. They were looking for an extra to be part of this film, and because I've worked with him before, I decided why not? It sounded like an amazing project, and I just want to be involved out as much as I can.
And how were you involved?
I was involved as one of the like dorm supervisors, where I found one of the girls that was committing suicide. So that's how I got involved.
So, how did this project impact your life?
I would say that it impacted my life because as an actor, you have to have those emotions as to what you would do, right? If this was to actually happen to you. So for me, it's more like having to live it, even though it's just part of acting.
So, as we go through the airing of the premiere of it, what was one part of it that really brought home to you the importance of making sure that we recognize the signs?
I would say that's something that really impacted me to like look at the signs is you can see somebody smiling, but you never know what they're really going through. So you always have to be kind and sweet because at the end you don't really know what anyone's going through. I once read a book that said no matter if this person is smiling, a kid could be like having a fit, but it's because of their emotions. Sometimes, like as a kid, you don't know the kind of emotions they're having. Not everybody knows how to show their emotions, unfortunately. So just show kindness to everyone, no matter, if they're smiling or anything, because you never know what kind of day they're having.
Okay, awesome. So, if everybody wants to get in touch with you, give us your name again and how they would be able to reach you on social media.
Yeah, so my name again is Liliana Tapia. You guys can find me on Instagram at liliana.tapiat, and that's spelled Liliana.tapiat.
All right. Well, it's so nice to meet you,
Thank you
and I
so
look forward to
much.
seeing you in the premiere.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Okay, who am I speaking with today?
You are speaking to Olivia Jennings.
Olivia, how did you get involved with the I Survived project?
Well, Mr. Ferran Dumas, he is a producer and also an actor himself. He actually shot me over the script and over the audition and everything. I auditioned for it, and I got blessed with the role.
Okay, so who do you play in the movie?
I played Jasmine.
You play Jasmine. So, without telling them about the movie, give me some characteristics of who Jasmine is.
So Jasmine is a college student, basically going through it, and she wants it to be the be all end all.
And she got a little disappointed.
Got a little disappointed. But no spoilers.
No
No
spoilers.
spoilers.
It was just letting them know there was a little
Yeah.
disappointment.
Yep. There was
But
a
if
little
we're being
disappointment.
honest, there's always precursors. So as the person that's playing Jasmine's part, think about one of those precursors that could have given. You don't have to tell us what it was, but kind of speak about it in a general sense of how her friends could kind of tap in and know, okay, something ain't right.
Well, she started being distant. Things that she were doing on a normal basis that she normally wouldn't do started changing. And yeah.
So if somebody that is like Jasmine, because as you know, right now in the United States, the highest percentage of individuals that are committing suicide are African American males between the ages of 13 and 35. But we also have the females that are coming up right behind them. So, what would you say to those family members that are experiencing a Jasmine? What is something besides what you've already talked about? What words of advice could you give them?
Well, I would just say if you see somebody acting out of the ordinary, not like they would normally would, um, just maybe talk to them, try to comfort them, let them know that you love them. Sometimes people don't just want to speak out, but by you just being there in the presence, and sometimes you can just talk to them, tell them, you're just there for them, for whatever it is that they're going through. It doesn't matter what, that you're there for them. But I think the most is giving them that love and that comfort to basically help them through whatever it is they're going through. Sometimes that's just what people need.
Okay. So tell the people again who you are and how they can get in touch with you on social media.
My name is Olivia Jennings. I play the role of Jasmine. How you guys can get in touch with me on social media, you can find me on Facebook at Olivia Jennings, also on Instagram at Olivia Jennings.
Thank you so very much. It was a pleasure speaking with
You
you, and
too. Nice to meet you.
congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate you.